your Monday Night Raw review. I think it's October 26, 2020. And oh my god, if you hear me right now, I'm sounding all drowsy, all tired. It's 11:18, and that's probably because Raw was so fucking boring tonight. It was so bad. Like, I almost did not. I didn't want to make this video. I didn't want to make this video. I mean, Jesus Christ, this show was a lot of. I don't even know, man. Tonight's episode of Raw took 5 steps back from last night, Hell in a Cell. That's how fucking bad it was. Jesus Christ. I don't even know what more to say. I'm probably going to be ranting somewhere, but let's try to do this shit quickly as possible. I am obviously the real one, so you know me. Drew McIntyre. He was obviously going to start the show, if you saw on social media, and he gets on the mic and he talks about last night. Then The Miz enters his music goes off and he's out with John Morrison. John Morrison and him get into the ring, and The Miz he refers to like 10 years ago, I think it was, when the night he won Money in the Bank and Randy Orton was champion, this and that. And so eventually at one point, Drew McIntyre beat up Miz and Morrison, and then he was like, I have an idea, you stupid bastards, or whatever the fuck it was, and he steps on the sunglasses of The Miz, and so the Miz and Morrison ran off, and so I guess he was talking to the GM or whatever, and he got set up a match for later, Drew McIntyre versus The Miz. I thought it was for Money in the Bank. I was like, what the fuck? But that was that, and then you'll see later on in the show. Drew McIntyre was on the show like 3 times. And so tonight started Survivor Series, but I guess we got Survivor Series early tonight. But you had AJ Styles making his entrance with that huge bodyguard again. And he talks on the mic. And he's going to face... Who the hell did he face? I don't even know who the fuck he faced anymore. Jeff Hardy. So he gets on the mic talking about how he's 2-0 and shit like that. And so this is the qualifying match. And he made a alcohol reference to Jeff Hardy. Now, I bet you there were people who were upset. They were upset when it happened before, but me personally, I really don't give a shit. Jeff Hardy probably okayed it. I think he said he liked his feud with Sheamus, and that was over the alcohol, so whatever. I don't really give a shit, honestly. Like, give it the edge that it should be. So AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy, pretty good match, but obviously AJ Styles got the win. And at one point, the bodyguard had Jeff Hardy in his arms and shit. So then you had Elias break a guitar across Jeff Hardy's back. Now that was after the match, and then this is gonna come into play in later on in the show, because Elias had a qualifying match. Then you had R-Truth. He was being... I love R-Truth, but Jesus Christ, man. So I'll get to that. R-Truth, he's being interviewed, and he says everyone's trying to get their hands on his baby, but his would-be challengers are having a tag match tonight, so he's going to be at ringside scouting them. And he says he made like a pretty funny joke or whatever the fuck, but that was that. And then so you had Akira Tozawa and Drew Gulak versus the Lucha House Party, Gran Metalik and Lince Dorado. This is how bad Raw is. This is how bad Raw is right now, dude. Look, man. I don't know how many times I could be ranting on this 24/7 bullshit anymore. It's not even fun. It's not even funny anymore. They legit have matches now. It's supposed to be funny. Or they run backstage. That's about it. That's about it, bro. Like, this shit is so fucking bad. And Lucha House Party ain't cutting it, bro. They not cutting it. I like the Kira Tozawa better with Titus O'Neil and the whatever brand that was, Titus O'Neil brand, World Slide, whatever the fuck it was called. And Drew Gulak is not cutting it here. This is doing nothing for anyone. This match was it was really stupid, and so at one point, R-Truth, he came down to the ring and he decided to, and it was stupid or something, I don't know what the fuck, like, he wanted them to go after him, he almost got pinned, but he didn't, but Lucha House Party wins the match by pinfall with a diving splash from Lince Dorado and Drew Gulak, so Truth fends off the challengers and gets away, so, oh my god, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna mince words. Like I said on Twitter, this shit sucked. It was fucking awful. So they cut to Husky the Pig from Firefly Funhouse, and he was really hungry. And then they went to break. Then there was a Firefly Funhouse segment with Alexa Bliss and the Fiend. And she now, I don't remember what the hell her gloves said, but they were obviously talking about later on with Randy Orton. But she has one of those gloves that Bray Wyatt has, the Fiend has, and the Fiend has like her heel. She has something else. So I'm gonna have to see, but yeah. It was absolute. I don't even know. I don't even want to be here. This shit was awful. Oh man. Then there was a recap of Keith Lee versus Braun Strowman. Keith Lee's interviewed. He says there's no question about what Braun did last week. He couldn't beat him clean, so instead of losing like a man, he took the cheap way out. Oh, there was no Braun Strowman on the show. That was fucking surprising. No Humberto Carrillo, so that was a positive too. He likes to call himself a monster, but the next time they meet, he'll show him what a real monster is. But tonight is about Elias and destroying him and moving on to Survivor Series. So then Adam Pearce is walking and he runs into Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Nia says there's no need for qualifying matches for their 5 women shit. And she's the team captain, blah, blah, blah. And he'll take it under advisement, but she's not captain. And Shayna's like, oh, I'm team captain. And so he says he's going to make both lists and make an announcement before the end of the night. Elias is in the ring, and he's getting ready. And then Keith Lee comes out. Now, during the match, Keith Lee... Jeff Hardy's music starts playing. Elias gets distracted. Keith Lee does a spirit bomb. 1, 2, 3. Keith Lee's on Team Raw. And then you had, after the match, Jeff Hardy attack Elias with a chair, I believe. Yeah. No, with the guitar, I'm sorry. Then you had the Hurt Business. They were like bullying a crew member for trying to use their bathroom, and he runs off scared to and they send them to break. So whatever, Her Business and this other shit. You gotta get a glimpse of this. So Randy Orton was interviewed backstage, and he said he doesn't care who you are. At the end of the day, there's only one Randy Orton, and the only people that need to be concerned are those who cross him. There's a video package for Retribution. Hurt Business makes their entrance, and then there's Hurt Business. They cut a promo. MVP says when Retribution showed up, everyone else ran away, but they stood their ground. Bobby Lashley says they didn't see a threat. They saw an opportunity. Raw is an asset of theirs. A good businessman knows you never do anything for free. So they went to the powers that be and offered to take the fight to Retribution. And once they take Retribution out, they'll be looking for their payment in gold. So there's Bobby Lashley, all the Hurt Business versus all members of Retribution, including Mace, Mustafa Ali, Slapjack, and T-Bar. So 4-4. And I did not know this was an elimination match. So you're getting Survivor Series minus 2 other competitors early. I don't get it, but you know, I also said on Twitter, WWE likes to do so many rematches of the same matches over and over and over and over and over again until you don't want to see this shit no more. I'm telling you, oh my God, so bad. And at one point, man, what's her name? Mia Yim. I don't even know what the fuck. Retaliation. Oh my God, I don't even know what the hell her name is, bro. Like Reckoning. She distracts MVP, and she is one of the worst. This acting was so bad. I don't even know. I don't even think you could call it acting. It looks so cheesy, so stupid. I was, again, embarrassed to be watching this shit. Embarrassed. This was so bad, so corny. Oh my God, this was so bad. But she distracts MVP, and MVP was eliminated. Then, at one point, Bobby Lashley and T-Bar, they eliminated themselves because they were outside too long. And then eventually, it was Cedric Alexander, and Shelton Benjamin versus Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali got eliminated by disqualification, because Ali gets a steel chair and hits Cedric. So, Her Business won, and Shelton chases Mustafa Ali. And so, that was that. Retribution is fucking dead anyway, so who gives a shit? So, you might, at this point, you might as well have put the Hurt Business over and over and over and over and over again, because nobody gives a shit about Retribution anymore. They didn't even win a match. They haven't. I don't even think they have won a match yet. So bad. This shit is so bad. And I bet you it's gonna be some other shit next week. It'll be another fucking 5-on-5 or some shit. Angel Garza is trying to talk to. He's trying to get with Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. Mandy was talking about Otis and shit like that, and then Dana turned towards Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler because they showed up, and then Angel Garza tried to flirt and give his rose to Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Nia Jax eventually took it, and so they were there to talk about Survivor Series, and so you'll eventually find out why this segment is. Then there was Drew McIntyre versus The Miz. Oh God, I don't know, man. Thank God it was not for the Money in the Bank briefcase, but Drew McIntyre, obviously, he won. He got the pinfall with the Claymore. So, and then you see Matthew McConaughey on the Thunderdome for some reason. I don't know why, but I don't know what the hell they're doing. Then they go backstage with the New Day, and they're dressed up as the Street Profits. And then I'm like, why the fuck are they dressed as the Street Profits? And then it made sense, Survivor Series. So they're gonna be facing each other. And I made another tweet. I said, please, booked this, and I said Street Profits versus the New Day for the WWE for the all the championships. Merge the fucking division, please. For the love of God, please. Oh my God, this was awful. Holy shit. So the New Day they were acting as Street Profits, and Kofi was Angelo Dawkins while Xavier was Montez Ford. And then the joke was Kofi Kingston, aka Angelo Dawkins, he was sleeping while he was doing a promo, whatever fuck. Asuka rolls up, and they hype up Asuka versus Sasha Banks. There's gonna be no NXT this year. Hurt Business roll up to say that they have their eyes set on the tag titles, but also they're gonna be because Bobby Lashley versus Sami Zayn is also booked for Survivor Series. So that's going to be the mid-card title match. It's not a title match, but they're facing each other. Drew McIntyre is interviewed backstage. He says beating The Miz can be the first step getting his title back. Oh, God, man. They just love this feud. And he'll take as many steps as he needs. And since Randy Orton is on Moment of Bliss tonight, he's going to give the Drew McIntyre guarantee that that his moment will not be one of bliss. And so that was that. And then you had Adam Pearce. He was in the ring with Pat Buck. They were labeled as WWE officials. So, and then they were announcing the 5 women for the Team Raw women's match. And so they go, it's going to be the tag team champions, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Then it was Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. And then, you know, they were all like, oh, I'm going to announce it. I'm going to announce the next one, the last one. And it was going to be, now I thought Eva Marie was going to show up tonight. No, for real, I thought Eva Marie was going to show up. But it turned out that it was setting up for a fatal 4-way. They announced Lana, Lacey Evans, Peyton Royce, and oh my God, they were all doing their individual entrances, and Nikki Cross had this weird fucking entrance. It was so bad. It did not even fit her gimmick. It was all, I don't even know it wasn't, like, it was all rainbows and this and that and unicorns and this and that. It had nothing to do with her fucking gimmick. This shit was awful. So eventually at one point, Lana steals the win, and so everyone else, just like us, they were shocked. And then Nia Jax changes. She's like, "Oh, give me a hug," this and that. And Lana's like, "Okay." And then this eventually led to Lana going through the fucking table again via Nia Jax. Now I don't know what the fuck is up with this gimmick. Why is this Nia Jax's gimmick? Why is Lana getting put through a table every week? Ever since Miro. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that shit's about, but that was fucking shitty. But, I don't know. Lana's probably gonna get beat up before the match, like everyone says, so I don't know. That was fucking bad. So then you had Randy Orton interviewed backstage, and he's going to appear for the Moment of Bliss still. He's not afraid of the Fiend. Matt Riddle, he makes his entrance, and that was that for break. And then they came back from break, and there was Retribution promo. Mustafa Ali says they're not a team, they're a mission. They're willing to sacrifice everything for that mission. So remember, they win when you suffer. So that was that. I don't know why they keep doing promos after losing matches. Nobody gives a shit. You're fucking losers. So Matt Riddle versus Sheamus, pretty good match. One of the other good matches, and surprisingly, Sheamus won. I really thought Matt Riddle was gonna win, but Sheamus won, and absolutely insane. He won with the bro kick. I was absolutely shocked. But then you had the last segment of the night. Alexa Bliss. She also got different, like, her music is still the same, but it's just mixed up. So it's more sadistic, it's more fiendy, like Firefly Funhouse, like. And so I ain't mad about that. It fits her gimmick, and it's slowed or whatever the fuck, and it's twisted and dark. So, she welcomes Randy Orton. Randy says he wasn't surprised that he won last night, but if you want to talk about surprises, does Bliss have one for him? She says no surprises, just a good talk show host. And he and Drew McIntyre burned the house down last night, and that was also when Randy Orton burned down Bray Wyatt's shit. And so he's like, where's the Fiend? Alexa just smiles and giggles at him. And Drew McIntyre comes out, and they start beating each other up, and then the lights go dark, and you hear the Fiend's music, or no, it's like the lights go back on, or it's dark where you can see it, and Miz, wow, I thought the Miz was gonna cash in tonight too, like, it wasn't the main event. Randy Orton's at the ramp, Drew's in the ring, and the Fiend, you hear the Fiend's music, and you're gonna see in the thumbnail, the Fiend is right behind Randy Orton. Now, the Fiend never does anything. Randy Orton is in the middle between Drew McIntyre, the Fiend, and he goes back to fight Drew McIntyre, and they brawled, and then that was the show. The Fiend never did anything, and we're never going to get rid of Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. This feud is going to go on forever and ever. And it's looking like Survivor Series, I think, is going to be a triple threat match between Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, and the Fiend. I mean, why is this shit happening? I don't even know anymore, man. This just, it doesn't make any fucking sense. And so if that's true, whenever it happens, if it's not Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, this and that, I don't know, but it's a triple threat match to protect probably the Fiend, and Drew McIntyre is going to probably take the pin to Randy Orton. That's what's most likely going to happen, but honestly, at this point, I don't know what direction they're doing. This show was so bad. I don't know, man. This show, it was so boring. Like, you had a really great Hell in a Cell pay-per-view last night, and in the span of 24 hours, you make viewers tune out. So that was that. So you have AJ Styles, Keith Lee, and Sheamus for Team Raw. So that's how that's shaping up for Raw. There's 2 more competitors to be announced. I don't know what's gonna happen next week, who's gonna qualify, but yeah, I imagine they'll put, I don't even know if they'll put Drew McIntyre in that match or not, but yeah. That was the show, so I'm not going to rant anymore. If you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Look, I'm almost at 450. Maybe I hit it already, but I'm almost at 450. Just one away. I'm almost at 500. Can we hit 500 before Full Gear? That would be nice. Turn that notification